Geez, start recording already.
Love that music. Favorite music.
We're back after a short vacation. We took a little time off, but here we are on another podcast session at MoJoe's studio. I'm a little wiped out, been in the yard all day soaking up the sun. So bear with us. I think we're all a little bit sun-dried.
His companions are the same. We were out in the sun all day. Shy Joe and I golfed, and we had some cocktails on the course and some tobacco. Shot great golf, even though we scored like crap. And so nice to be back.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. It's been a while. Yeah. You say a lot's been going on. You've been doing some golfing. I heard it sounds like both your golf games are on point right now, so that's awesome.
Yeah. In terms of fun, and I have so much fun every single time I golf.
That's cool.
Doesn't matter if I shoot 80 or 98. It really doesn't matter. Golf's the thing.
Well, yeah. My problem is if I see an 88 or 104, that makes a difference to me. So that's why I don't keep score, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
You said it well, MoJoe, a few podcasts ago. Hey, I'm not there to impress the world. I'll hit a good drive or a good chip, and then I'll come back.
It feels so good.
I'll play again
It
after
makes me come back.
that,
Just one good drive or one chip close to the hole or a par hole, That's a real par, not a mulligan par.
I'd often play it so where if I play 18 holes of golf without losing a single golf ball, that's a victory.
Hell yeah.
That's somebody who knows how to play golf. I'm at least at that level.
I'm getting the impression you guys don't play mulligan golf.
No.
We don't.
Wow. See,
no gimmies, no mulligans.
No gimmies either.
No.
And we putt almost everything in, even if it's only like 8 inches.
But you said almost.
We sometimes will give someone a putt.
If we're hurrying and someone's
behind us,
got a 6-inch tap in.
Okay, what if he has a 6-inch tap in and he does it one-handed and he misses?
And he does it from the other side of the hole.
Give it to him.
Usually give it to him.
Oh, wow. So you guys got some leniency in there, but I still
is.
don't know if I could play with you because I'm a big-time mulligan golfer. I keep 3 balls in my pocket at all times.
3 balls.
Yeah.
We usually have a spare in our pocket and then one on the ground we're playing. I always do, usually. Yeah.
Me too. And, I think another hobby of mine that I like maybe a little bit more than golfing is skiing. And that's because the only reason is you have good days and bad days, just like golf, but there's no score. There's no one keeping score.
Right. Well, you don't have to keep score when you play golf.
You know when you're skiing well, and you know when you're skiing like shit.
Well, it's usually I ski better in the morning, and then by the end of the day, I'm skiing like shit.
Yeah, you're gassed out.
Yeah. Have you guys ever skied and golfed in the same day?
Yes.
I've never done that.
Only in Utah.
I've only done it one time in my life.
Yeah, I haven't done it as often as you might think because it is so possible to do it here. And
you could.
I think Snowbird was open until July 4th, I hear.
I hear they have
on the weekends.
They have record amounts of non-perishable snow this year.
You don't think it's going to all go?
It will, yes.
Wow.
No, I'm not sure.
Was that what you meant? By
yes, yeah.
Non-perishable mean it's not going to go away.
Stacks. There will be
They
piles.
get enough snowpack that
it's not going to melt.
It's basically a glacier.
Yeah. Yes. A persistent frozen moisture. Exactly. It's
I don't know if
glacier
I've ever seen that in
measures.
Utah since I've been here.
Well, it happened like 120,000 years ago. That's how Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon were formed by glaciers melting down here and carving out riverbeds and
carved out some shit.
That was a good ski season.
You were just on vacation.
I was.
MoJoe.
Yes, I went to San Diego. Actually, it was Mission Beach and Pacific Beach. We were right on that peninsula there. So we had bay on one side and we had ocean on the other. We were a short walk from either. We didn't have a car. We took a lift to the VRBO we rented bikes, and then we just biked everywhere. We could bike to the supermarket. We could
electric bikes or pedal bikes?
No, pedal bikes, cruisers. Just one speed. That's all you need because the
baskets on them for carrying supplies.
Baskets.
And stuff,
but I had a backpack. That's easier than putting something on your handlebars.
No, it's extra. It's better. Backpack.
I think so. It's more stable and everything. It's more comfortable. But I had a great time. Yeah, we didn't turn on the TV once.
Really?
No.
Wow. Good for you.
We had a lot of fun. Yeah. We called it our 4th honeymoon.
Awesome. Wonderful. Where did you spend most of your time, the bay or the ocean?
My wife's a big-time ocean person, so she could sit there and just watch the waves come in all day. Yeah. The sad part was that her foot is so messed up We only went on one beach walk because her foot is just, she can't walk very far. So
Did you ride the bike on the beach path there?
There's like a little boardwalk there.
boardwalk,
It's all cement, and they've got a line down the middle, and slow traffic stayed to the right. Because it got, like I said, I was telling you guys before the podcast started, it was crazy before the 4th. I mean, it was party central.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So many young people out there just having a ball and
During the
wearing
warm-up,
next to nothing. And
during the warm-up, listeners, he mentioned the little bronze butts that he saw everywhere. They looked like they were molded out of bronze.
I tell you, they almost looked fake.
sculpted
They were
in
so
bronze.
impressive.
Yeah. And that's fine for us to say it because we're 50 years old. We don't have that. Maybe we never did have that bronze butt thing going on. But
Well, I certainly didn't.
I tried to
never
tan
did.
my butt once in the tanning booth, and I fried the shit out of it. It was so bad. Nice farmer tan there, Shy Joe. Looking
I call
good.
it golfer's tan, but
Okay,
I don't
okay.
do any farming.
Well, back in my day, when I come from a small town, so it was always a farmer's tan.
It
But
is.
golfing
It
tan
is.
is truly, totally legit.
you can't golf with your shirt off.
Oh, you can't really.
Can't do that.
I've golfed with it in a tank top before. It's been a long time since I've
You're
done that.
pushing it.
Yeah, yeah. I was 21 years old.
At
I guess,
Rose
last
Park,
time I
though?
did it. Yeah, I definitely.
Pebblebrook.
Yeah. Rose Park. One time, we used to have like 8 or 12, so 3 groups playing every Saturday, every Sunday. One of our dear friends was moving away to Seattle, and it was his last round with us. So we, the foursome behind his group, in the middle of the fairway, all 4 of us took off our shirts entirely. Hooped and hollered, and played the rest of the hole with no shirt on.
Nice.
It was like a tribute to our friend
That's
moving
cool.
away.
That's a cool tribute.
Yeah, fun as hell. Fun as hell.
It's a great game. I mean, I know a lot of people, like George Carlin, for example, thinks it's an elitist, stupid sport that we should use all that land for the homeless and build them cities on golf courses. But I kind of disagree. I think it's like bowling. It's a basic sport. I mean, I see a lot of hackers out there at Pebblebrook, especially, just learning the game, just a way to get out and have well, you're not supposed to, but have a couple beers and
But
and enjoy yourself.
and we're enjoying the land.
Absolutely,
That's
it's beautiful.
the joy of it to me. Is
Me
just
too.
Getting outside.
Another
and
reason why I love
into
Pebblebrook so
nature
much.
and-
That course is
Yeah.
so gorgeous.
Yep.
Lots of old, mature trees, and
Yeah.
mountain views, and it's phenomenal.
I love that you brought up George Carlin with golf right there, MoJoe. He said many things that let the world know he didn't like golf courses. He didn't like them
He
at
thought
all.
it was a waste, yeah.
A waste. And I join you guys in saying I love golf courses. I love them. Pretty much every one I've ever played. If I'm striking a ball, I'm having a great time.
Yeah,
And
it's challenging.
But I admired George Carlin so much.
I love George Carlin, one of my
Yeah.
favorite comedians.
Yeah, and wordsmiths. He was a wordsmith.
Yeah.
He gave lectures before Congress and on C-SPAN and shit, and wrote books, many books. And the most amazing thing about George Carlin that I would remember is his HBO specials. Do you guys remember when he would do HBO specials?
I never watched HBO.
Yeah. He did 14 HBO specials.
Wow.
The next best comedian did 3. And Jerry Seinfeld said it was very uncommon for any comedian to do like 3 or 4. And George Carlin did 14 HBO specials, hour-long HBO specials.
And he was such an inspiration to a lot of the comics today that are, on top, like Rogan and Seinfeld and Louis C.K., they all looked up to Carlin. And the fact that he took his routine and threw it away and wrote a new one every year just blew him away.
Every HBO special was brand new,
Yeah.
totally different material.
That's so prolific. I mean, a lot of comedians, they'll get a solid 30 minutes and they'll just milk that thing for 20 years,
Yeah. I enjoy Brian Regan.
Yes,
but
I love him.
I think he's hilarious. But he does go back to some of his same material, switches it up, the delivery and stuff. But yeah, it's impressive if you can do that 14 times on HBO
14 times different material.
with different material. That's,
and remember, Seinfeld said a really good career is where you do 2 or 3 or 4 HBO specials. That's a great career. And Carlin did 14 of them, and I've seen them all. I'm sure I have. Every one of them.
I wish they were on Netflix, man. 'Cause there's a lot of good ones on
YouTube.
Netflix.
You got to go to
now.
YouTube.
Yeah, well, maybe
This
they'll
is
buy
deep
them or
dive.
something.
This is a deep dive archive. You got to go find.
Yeah.
You know, it's YouTube.
Netflix, if you're listening, buy those George Carlin specials
That's a
and put them on
great
Netflix
point.
for
I
me.
agree.
please.
Please.
Fully
That's
support
one of
that,
the
MoJoe.
That's one of the things I
Absolutely.
watch most on Netflix are comedians' stand-up routines. You know, I'm really liking Joe Rogan's posse. You know, with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer and I really like Sebastian Maniscalco. That dude, he cracks me up so bad. His body language and stuff is just off the charts. He's just so funny.
I knew one of those names you mentioned right there.
You knew one?
Segura.
Yeah,
That guy's funny.
he's funny.
He
I like
really
him. He's
has
got a
made me
really
laugh. Yeah.
dry, funny delivery. It's,
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Netflix just gave Ray Romano 2 sets. If you haven't seen that yet, it's hilarious. He hasn't done stand up in 25 years.
Oh, my parents loved his show.
Oh,
They
it
would
was
just
a
howl in
really
the
good
living
show.
room.
It's really funny. But yeah, he's a good
He's a funny
stand-up guy, and it was really cool because they were following him around backstage before he was super nervous. He hadn't done it. He hadn't
I'll
done
bet.
it
Yeah,
for so
yeah.
long, and it was
You know,
really good.
another great reason to love that show. Everybody loved Raymond.
Peter Boyle.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
right. They got one of the all-time great comedic performers to appear in that series.
The
Peter
dad.
Boyle is a brilliant actor,
Yes.
brilliant comedic actor.
It's not registering. Was he the big brother?
The dad.
He was the dad.
The dad.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember him? I didn't
Well,
watch the show much.
Yeah.
But,
Here's the memory that'll jog you. Maybe is Young Frankenstein. He
Yep.
was the monster in Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
geez, you guys are making me look bad, man. I can't.
Oh man, really? And you're the eldest among us. You are the eldest of
I mean,
us.
I know
Not by
I've seen.
much.
I know I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
But I
Young
can't-
Frankenstein.
yeah.
He was the monster,
can't
and
remember.
he sang "Putting on the Ritz."
Peter.
Don't you remember that?
I remember that too, but I just can't.
Putting on the Ritz.
I can't.
You gotta remember that.
I can't
That's
picture
exactly-
his face or
When you're blue,
anything.
when you don't know where to go
Check it
to.
out.
Yeah.
He's funny. The cast is great, and the younger brother, Robert, is
tall,
is
yeah.
a stand up comedian
He
as
is too,
well.
yeah.
He looks like Lurch.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
Big dude,
And
yeah.
deep voice. Yeah,
Good show.
he was very funny. Yeah, good.
He
show.
was in Seinfeld too. Do you remember when?
I don't remember that. Was it a guest appearance? Or was he on more than one show? Or
I think
episode?
it was the one show that expanded into two different episodes
Right.
where they have to do a to be continued.
Right. Okay.
He was the mechanic fixing Jerry's car, who was so in love with the car he couldn't handle to see anything wrong done, so he kidnapped the car. He drove Jerry's car away to keep it away from Jerry, and it had JFK's golf clubs in the back seat. You guys don't remember this? And Kramer's chasing him in the mail van,
man.
and he had to kick Newman out because so he could keep good
I
time.
do remember that.
That show was so brilliant. So
I do
brilliant.
remember that. I didn't know that was Robert though. From
Yes, it was the mechanic
Yeah,
who
okay.
kidnapped Jerry's car.
That's funny.
To protect it, to care for the car.
Yeah.
What do you think about this gasket, Jerry? That gasket looks fine. This gasket is not fine. You know, you've got to pay attention to this stuff. Your car will suffer. And then he just stole Jerry's car. It was brilliant.
That's funny.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Seinfeld episodes, but I can't say that I watched them all because when they were on prime time, I was busy doing other things, probably going to school or whatever. I can't remember specifically, but
I was really late to the Seinfeld party. It's a great show, one of my favorites. But it was really towards the last couple of seasons that I started paying attention, and now I've gone back retro and
yeah, it's
And
on
seen
Hulu.
a-
I
seen a
guess
lot
I
of
was
them, yeah.
really tempted to sign up for Hulu for that specific reason, so I could go through all the Seinfelds
Yeah.
finally. You know? 'cause-
Oh, I'm doing the same thing with Game of Thrones right now.
Are ya?
I'm out there looking for the best price the lowest price I have to pay to get every one of the episodes in HD on my screen right here. So I guess maybe HBO Now or HBO Go or Hulu. I don't know who has it. Listeners, please let me know.
Wouldn't they all be on HBO?
I think
Well, HBO Now, yeah.
HBO Now has Game of Thrones. HBO Now.
Do you know how much that is? Is it
HBO Now, I think, is $15 a month.
Okay.
And I have that, but I've already shared it with my brother and my dad, so I don't have any sharing capacity.
Someone said that they might be available at the library.
They are. I rented them. I
maybe not
checked them
every
out.
episode, but
No, the first season.
Is that it?
I got three episodes in and stopped watching. I was bored out of my skull. So I think all I did was I went up to the cliff edge and didn't look down the other side. So now I've got to check this out. Everybody I know, all my friends, have told me you've got to see this.
Well, I'm your friend, and I'm not telling you that.
Well, that's true.
Have you seen the whole thing?
I have not, but I think my wife and we started watching the first episode, and like you said, it was so boring, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, and we were like, okay, there's better stuff on than this.
So a lady at my work was so into it that she gave me the first 2 seasons on DVD, which I watched, and I finished. And I was like, that's all right. It was good. It was okay. I didn't feel like I
first
needed...
2 seasons? That's 8
2
or 10
seasons,
episodes.
2 seasons, and it was just okay.
That's what I thought. But then recently with the last season and everyone just raving about it, I decided I wanted to get back into it. So I picked up in the 3rd season. Didn't remember who the hell the families were and who was who, and it was too confusing, so I started over from the very beginning, and it was pretty amazing. It was
so it takes 2 watches perhaps to get it going.
It takes a while to get into, I think, but I think the last however many seasons it was spectacular.
So you watched them all then?
I watched
you've seen every episode.
Every single episode. And
well,
it's up there. It's
I heard
one of my favorites.
I heard the way they wrapped it up was a little bit controversial. Did you feel that way?
I didn't think that at all. Not one bit. And I haven't seen I watched the final episode. Ironically, I was on the road and they had HBO, and it was the Sunday night, the final episode, where the guy in the wheelchair becomes the ruler of all the kingdoms except one that stayed sovereign. And when I watched this episode, it gave me gravity. It said, you know what, I should go check this out. I think this is worth going back and checking out. And so I'm looking for the cheapest price to do it, everybody. Okay.
But the way you were talking about HBO and all the George Carlin specials, it sounded to me like you were an HBO guy. I'm a little bit surprised you don't have it. Or do you have it?
No, I don't.
You don't have it.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have cable.
But just you didn't sign up for the HBO package.
No, I didn't. I just got rid of YouTube TV recently.
Oh, good for you.
I didn't cancel it. I paused it until August when the Utes start playing. But it's $50 a month, and
wow,
yeah, it's and it has some
it
benefits.
Adds up. Yeah.
It does add up.
I love this a la carte stuff though that you can do if you have a smart TV or if you have Roku, because I have something called Fubo.
Fubo now. You have Roku and Fubo.
Well, Fubo is just one of the apps that you can get, but on that they have the Pac-12 network, and they also have the Big Ten network. So for me, I can watch Michigan football, I can watch Utah football, and never miss a game.
Very nice.
So this is an app on your phone.
No, it's on my TV. It's an app.
Oh, okay.
So what a Roku does, you buy that for like $50,
and you get all these channels.
If you don't have a smart TV, it turns your TV into a smart TV.
Yeah.
So that you can get apps.
Right. I had a smart TV and I still got a Roku because it was so lame.
Oh, you don't need a Roku if you have a smart TV.
But it's not that
it's
smart.
It's amazing the devices
it wasn't smart
this
enough.
Go
ahead.
So, in San Diego, I had a roommate down there for 3 months. He went to a swap meet and bought a device that gave him access to movies on his TV that were still in theaters.
Wow.
And it was free. There was no subscription to it at all. It was a device.
Sounds like a bootlegger thing.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Doesn't sound very legal.
And that was at a swap meet, a flea market.
Interesting.
So,
but Fubo is legal. It's like a Roku. It's actually a piece of hardware.
No, it's not hardware. The only hardware I have is called Roku because I don't have a smart TV.
Right. So on the Roku, you added the Fubo channel.
Yeah, so Roku just turns your TV into like a smartphone or a smart TV, so you can get apps and you can do all this
Lots of stuff.
I'm looking forward to the future, gentlemen.
And
with that kind of stuff possible, I'm really looking forward to the future.
So I think Fubo is only like $5.99 a month, and I can share it with. Okay, I think I can share it with 2 people. So again, my dad and my brother, I share it with them.
Mm-hmm. And is it? So it sounds like it's a little bit like Hulu then, in a way.
It is exactly.
And
just like Hulu, just like HBO.
And you get it
now.
primarily for the sports. Are there other things?
Yes, it's they have TV shows. They have your local news. They've got.
So, and you were saying like you like the a la carte model, and I on one hand I like it. I kind of see how it has this advantage that you can just sign up for what you use. But on the other hand, boy, if you like a lot of things, it could get expensive really quick.
Yes.
How much do you subscribe to? What's your monthly outgo? Do you think?
I've found that the key to this is if you can get some friends together and nail down, get your shit,
form a corporation
together and figure out what you all like, because you can share it all.
Huh.
So what my dad and my brother do is we have YouTube TV. That's a $49 a month,
$50 a month. Yeah, I just canceled it.
Which we split. But then I got HBO, which I think is $15 a month, which we split. Netflix and Hulu, those are like $5 a month.
Well, I think Netflix is what,
yeah.
8? I think they went up. They might even be 10 now.
Might have gone
They've raised it.
But
They've done a couple of rate
bundling.
hikes.
I'm not bundling Netflix with anything else. If you bundle it with something else, it's probably cheaper. It might only be $5 a month.
But I think Hulu is still at like $5 a month. So when you share properly, you can have absolutely
everything
more
for
than,
a reasonable
than
price.
you could ever watch for
So it sounds to me though like if you were doing this solo, just for sake of argument, it sounds like $50 for YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Is it $50 for Fubo?
No.
Oh,
Fubo's like $5 a month.
$5, and then another $5 for Hulu and $10 for Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's still cheaper than cable.
Yes.
And more
It
TV
is.
than you
It
could
is,
watch.
yeah. And
So
the
many
terms of
movies
service
and
are
so many.
Many of them, and it's easy to manage your account on YouTube TV, where if you realize that you're not going to be watching it very much for the next month or two, just pause your account and they won't bill you. And then, start it back up again in August when Pac-12 Network is playing and the Jazz start playing, the Utah Jazz start playing, and that's why I think it's a reasonable investment. And I'm not going to be paying that $50 this month because right now there's nothing going on YouTube TV that I need to see. There's nothing.
Everything's over. Baseball's on, but I hear baseball's lame this year because everyone's trying to tank.
And there again,
for some
baseball.
reason.
I love baseball, but not regular season baseball. It's October baseball that I love, and so I'll reactivate my account then.
Takes a little bit of time, but I'm starting to figure out that honestly, YouTube TV, I don't think I need it. Because, and that's the big one, that's the $49 one, but so I can get CNN on Fubo, I can get Fox News on a different one, I can get ESPN on one, the Big Ten and the Pac-12 network on one, and I'm honestly starting to think I can get rid of that, the big expenditure, because I can find anything else I want on other apps. It's interesting.
Media is amazing right now. How much of it is available to us, and how either it's free or how little it costs. It's amazing what we can consume now at our fingertips, and it's cheap. It's really cheap.
But like everything, it has the not so silver lining.
Surely, yes.
People walking down the beach looking at their phone. I just wanted to go up to him and say, hello,
Yeah,
you're on
come
a
on.
fucking beach.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they weren't watching a movie, but anyway, I just
Take
I
your hat
put that
out
out
of
there
your-
for what it's
A
worth.
woman I dated not long ago, a couple years ago, she had a son who was 14, and she said he was out mowing the lawn with one hand, and his other hand had a phone on, and his thumb was going furious on it. You know,
wow.
just come on. You can step away for 20 minutes.
It's tough when you're a
can
kid,
step
though. You
away.
don't have the same defense systems that we do. You know, we're old and we didn't grow up with it. But my wife's really worried about my daughter's use of her phone. I mean, she's like today. I tapped on the door to say goodbye tonight before I came over here, and she's got her iPad on her lap and her phone in her hand, which is practically a mini iPad, right? It's not even that much smaller anymore.
Yeah.
But you know,
They're the
there's
same
two
devices.
devices right there, and just totally consumed by it.
Dude, this goes to my major political platform right now is education. We really should put some remedial, elementary and middle school education about what these devices are and how they're helpful to our lives and when they might be a problem in our lives and, the ups and downs of it all.
Just now discovering the downs, I think, in a lot of ways, and its effect on the brain, the young brains especially.
I mean, we're not talking the ones who are, on their phone. They're so focused on their phone they get hit by a bus. We're not talking about.
I saw
this.
some of that too over when I
That
was
does
on my
happen.
vacation.
I saw one
was
walk
like,
into a manhole.
Come on, people.
It does happen, but it's more the brain melt that we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, especially for the youngsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has a social impact. I would really love to meet some people that live in the same building that I do downtown. I live in a highly populated area in a big building, and I'd like to get to know some of the neighbors. People are coming and going all the time.
You met some last night.
All different.
We'll get back to that.
All different.
You met some last night.
Yeah. By weird coincidence.
Total.
But,
We'll get back to that one. Yeah.
there's people of all different demographics, ages, older people, younger people, gay people, straight people, but they all have their earbuds in, and I wave and I try to say hi, and I'd like to take a second to introduce myself and get to know some of my neighbors, but there's no chance to do it because they're so.
Reminds me of a picture from a parade I saw. There was a parade going on. I don't know if it was in Salt Lake or Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I don't remember, but it showed a picture of people watching, and there were maybe 15 people in the photo, and every one of them had their phones down like this, and except one. She was probably a 68, 75-year-old woman who was actually watching the fucking parade. Everybody else in the photo was on their phone. Had their head down on the phone.
Would Jerry
just
and
seems sad to
Kramer
me.
and Newman and Seinfeld and
Have even existed
and
or met?
Costanza
you know?
ever met each other?
Well,
if they had
If they had phones back then.
phones.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny you bring
I
them
thought
up
that-
because I was going to say, that's maybe how you could meet some of your neighbors. You go down to that neighborhood cafe or that coffee shop, as in Friends.
Yeah.
You meet them that way. But
Central
if they're in
Perk.
Central Perk.
if they're in the cafe or the coffee shop with their earbuds in and staring at their phones, it's still kind of like,
yeah.
So I don't know, that's interesting.
As Seinfeld ended right when cell phones became very ubiquitous, very widespread. It was only the last season of Seinfeld where there was actually a cell phone even shown, even mentioned. Yeah.
Huh.
And he
Kramer probably had it.
No, it was Jerry was getting after Elaine a little bit, chewing her out a little bit because she did the cell phone walk and talk. You never. That's bad etiquette. You don't ever do the cell phone walk and talk.
Oh wow!
She probably thought she was multitasking and doing
how
great
exactly.
things.
Things have changed.
She had this newfangled device, that I'm using.
She can get so much done.
Where was the first cell phone that you guys ever saw? Like
Had
in
to have been,
movies, not in person, but even in the movies.
In the movies, it was. I want to say it was Lethal Weapon, or if it wasn't Lethal Weapon, it was that movie about Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Yeah,
That's the name of it. Michael Douglas on the beach with
yeah.
Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen.
But I also remember it in Lethal Weapon too. He had this big old little suitcase thing. He had
It was
to
a
hold.
shoebox, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically a shoebox. Well, no, not even that, dude. It was it was before that one. I remember my friend. He moved to Salt Lake. He started up a business, and that's what he ran his business on, was one of those big old bricks. But this was even before that on Wall Street and Lethal Weapon. They didn't have bricks. I don't think they had. a suitcase and a normal little coil coming off of it, and
My dad had one in his car.
Car phone.
I remember car
when I was
phones.
young.
Yeah, they were briefly
probably
popular.
1991.
That must have
92.
been so cool.
It was.
Well, they had the cool
badass. It was
antennas
so
on the
cool.
top,
Yeah.
you know.
Tell, that car has a phone.
Oh,
Man.
yeah. That's a special
cool.
antenna right there. That's special.
Yeah.
Well, MoJoe, I had a topic I wanted to bring up.
Bring it up.
We're in a good portion
Yeah,
now.
you know, we just hit the 30-minute mark, so that's a really nice segment. We could have a little chill session and come back, or we could...
No, let's keep going just for a bit.
Okay, let's keep going.
I've got a subject I want to bring up, and by the way, you know what our record is? I know what our record is by minutes. Do you guys know?
No idea.
It's north of 42. We've gone north of 42 before, and we've got a chance to do that right now.
Okay.
And I think I can launch it because, MoJoe, I want to change my name. I don't want to be MoJoe anymore.
What? What?
I have a new name. I do. I have a new name, a better name.
Madonna.
Share Joe.
Cher.
I'm gonna be Share Joe now. Yes.
Sting.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's two syllables. Two syllables. I don't want to be MoJoe anymore because MoJoe, I think it just has too much of a sexual connotation to it, and I
don't get that.
I don't either. I've had a pack of Cliff Bites, and on the package was MoJoe. I was going to give them to you. Here you go, MoJoe. You already got your own candy, man, or whatever they call those things.
I had golf
Power
balls.
Bites.
Nike
Yeah,
golf balls
I
that
play
are
with
called
MoJoes all the time.
MoJoes,
Yeah.
I've hit it. I've hit
Spelled
MoJoe,
differently,
yeah.
but it's the same thing. Sexual connotation. Okay, hit me with your new name, but I really like MoJoe. MoJoe Studio, MoJoe this, MoJoe that.
No,
Dude, you'd have your own freaking coffee before too long. MoJoe Coffee.
I don't think you're gonna like what he's gonna tell you here.
I can already. Yeah, well, I'm trying not to.
Give me a guess, MoJoe. What do you think?
Want me to guess?
Yeah.
Is it a Joe name? Can I ask you 20 questions?
And it's very similar to the first one. Ask 20 questions. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing.
All right. So,
I'm changing one letter. I'm changing one letter.
You're changing one letter, and it's a Joe name. I doubt you're dropping the E at the end, so that's not it. Is it?
Correct.
You're changing the M to an S. It's Sojo.
Nope.
No.
Good guess though. So Joe, that's not bad. So Joe, what do you think of that?
It's actually better than the one you chose.
You're changing it from an M to an N. No Joe.
Nope.
As in like no joke, no Joe. No. Okay. Let's see. So, how about you're gonna change it to a B? You're gonna be Bojo because you really like Bo Jackson a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Good guess.
I love
Good
this.
guess.
Is very creative. That's not it, but you are being creative right now, dude.
How many
you remind me of
questions,
Steve Martin in that
I love?
Rapunzel movie he did.
Oh, I
where
love that.
He was in a bar and he was challenged
Cyrano
to
de
do 20.
Bergerac.
Yes. Yeah, throw another one. Let me
let's
challenge
see.
you again,
Okay.
Chief.
How
Come on,
about
Chief.
we'll go with a C, Kojo,
Kojo.
because you're a co-host. No,
That ain't it, but another great one. Another great one.
Blowjo.
Oh, I got it.
no.
You're going to change it to a G. It's going to be Gojo because you're just
Gojo.
all about going, man.
Gojo. Yeah, that ain't
No?
it. That ain't it. That's
Again,
great.
that would be better.
We could go way out in the fringe and go Zojo.
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 Zojo. Zojo, you come.
What if it's the second letter he changed?
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, okay. There's question 2.
Okay, so MoJoe. MoJoe.
Start with A and work your way.
I'm a programmer. I do it by the one
next
step
one
at
would
a
be,
time.
The next one would be
MeJoe, MyJoe.
MCJoe.
We could sometimes Y. You could do MyJoe. That's it.
Ding, 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 ding.
MyJoe.
What letter is it?
My-
What
a
letter
Y.
did I choose? What letter did I pick for my?
MY.
Yes.
MyJoe.
Not M. Not M.I. Not M.I.
MyJoe.
It's hard for me to
Can I-
refer
can I-
to him
can
as
I-
my Joe. I don't
Can I
know,
ask why?
Well, the first reason is still, my mojo's a little low. My sex drive is a little low.
Like I told you guys before, testosterone, man.
I didn't want to be I didn't want to be associated that
That has
direction.
nothing to do with sex.
MoJoe? How's your
It has a
MoJoe?
lot to do with sports.
Shy Joe, how's your
has
MoJoe?
everything to do with sports and momentum and
Exactly.
and anything.
Exactly. And you're the director, man. At the jams, you get us all pumped. You get us syncopated.
MoJoe can
Get
be
your MoJoe
applied
going.
to
Get the
anything.
MoJoe
Yeah,
going.
yeah. I mean, that's why I miss you guys when you're not at the
Appreciate
jam,
that.
man.
Thank you,
It's-
gentlemen. Thank
I'm
you.
just gonna feel weird saying, "Hey, my Joe."
So what do we do?
You're
Do
not my Joe.
do we go with it, or do we try and talk him out of it?
Oh, so it's not my choice, it
Well,
sounds like, is it?
No,
It's
I'm not.
my
That's
deal.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what I'm saying.
Oh, he said it twice now. He doesn't like it.
Well, he doesn't like it, and it's going to be
not my
be
it's not my
difficult.
choice. I just
Well,
feel,
I'm just asking him
I
if we
feel
should
weird
if
calling
we
you
should
my
try and
Joe.
talk you out of it, which is kind of what we're doing to some extent.
This could be an ongoing content thing. Let's marker this.
What do you want to marker? Do you want to cut something out of this conversation? This is historical, man. This
Only
is
for cuts, isn't it?
yeah,
That's
that's for
right.
cuts.
No, just
And sometimes I leave them in anyway, in case you haven't noticed. No, I don't know. I really like MoJoe. I'm willing to try MyJoe, but it's your call. We're so early in this game. Now is the time to change things. Like that suggestion you made the other day. At first, when you suggested it, I was like, eh. But you know what? I think you're spot on, dude. And you remember what your suggestion was?
Please remind me.
It was that when I titled the videos, I should put the Two Joes podcast
First,
and
every
then
time.
the title of the video.
Yeah, and a dash in between.
Versus
yes.
the title of the video and then the Two Joes podcast. And the reason why I think that's a good idea is if you watch YouTube the way I do, I get my main page up, all the stuff that YouTube wants me to check out, right? And if I see something I like, I do right click and I say open in a new tab, right click, open in a new tab. And then I scan it, and then if I see the Two Joes podcast, I can go right to it. Versus if I see a title of something, I don't know if that's a Two Joes podcast or if that's a CNN something or other or, whatever.
Yes.
So that's why I think it's a good idea. I'm going to have it right up front on that tab.
Right on, my man.
Way to go,
Our
MyJoe.
producer. Thank you, MoJoe.
That
Thank you.
sounds weird.
Well,
Well,
fuck, does that mean I can be MoJoe? Because I got to tell you, Main Joe, just, I don't know. I don't feel like it jives with me too much. I mean, it works. It means something. I can totally live with it, but it doesn't thrill me.
Your name was perfect from the start, MoJoe.
Okay.
That was perfect
All
from
right.
the start.
Okay, I'll
You
stay with
couldn't
it
be anybody but. And I liked MoJoe, and I still like it. You guys explained it very well. It's more of an energy thing. Let's get our energetic MoJoe going.
Yeah.
Not your sex drive MoJoe type of thing.
No.
You're applying it.
Well, that's
You're
just it,
applying
MoJoe
Well, I've been to
one thing.
mojo.net before, and it was very sexual. It was very, very sexual. And
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, but anything can be. It's almost frustrating sometimes how these words get co-opted. And it's like, damn it, I liked using that word. Now I fucking can't because every time you do, someone goes, oh, that's sexual.
I want the rainbow back. I want to get the rainbow back. I drew a lot of rainbows as a kid.
Oh,
and
yeah.
put
I
them
love
on the
drawing.
fridge.
And I love
and
taking
stuff.
pictures of them. Yes, well, and especially in Hawaii. They're amazing down there. One thing we were a little disappointed with in San Diego, we didn't get any really good sunsets. We'd go out there on the beach every night and hopefully a good sunset would happen, but there's just so many clouds out there, very little color. I was a little bit disappointed by the sunsets, and so we get back to Salt Lake, we land, and as we're going from the gate to the baggage claim, you have the windows looking out on the tarmac, and there was this gorgeous sunset. I'm like, well, we got to come to Utah where we have more pollution so we get some color in our sunsets.
Yep. You remind me, Joe. I think it's coming up. The sunset in Salt Lake City. Beautiful, gorgeous Salt Lake City.
Hotter than heck, but still gorgeous out. But still not hot enough to melt that glacier up at Snowbird, eh?
No,
That's what I'm hearing.
That's Dojo's brother works up there, and he says there will be piles of snow until next season.
I'm gonna have to go
They
there
will
and
be
check
there.
some of that out.
Man.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool. It's
Oh, we got some color.
is that sun gonna blind us? Let's hope. No, that's
going
perfect.
down.
Look at that sunset, gentlemen. Please stand and observe that. Wow.
That's better than anything we got at San Diego. Totally. I'm not lying.
Listeners, that is a mushroom cloud that brings peace and happiness right there. Amazing. Wow. If I lean too far to the left, I get blinded. Look at that. I get totally blinded. Thank you, MoJoe. What a cast tonight. What a cast.
That's
what
just our
great
first segment.
try. Very first segment.
And I was really worried that I'd be so sun-dried and just toasted that I wouldn't be able to hold down my end of the bargain, but I felt like I did all right, and I think it was a good cast.
Did great.
A good first segment.
Yeah.
I held my judgment. I thought when we went live, you would
Fall on my face.
find that. No, I thought you'd find that MoJoe. I thought you would.
Wonderful,
Something about
wonderful.
slapping on the old headphones brings out the radio man in me.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, too much fun. 40 minutes. Should we go for 42, or should we wrap it up there?
No, we're not trying to break any records.
No.
I'm ready
Just
for
having fun. Me too.
a mid
Chill session. Me too.
Yeah.
All right. So, everyone, thanks for joining us for that first segment in this podcast evening. We'll have another one coming up shortly. And thanks for joining us.
Shared some great laughs. Thank you. Thank you again.